Thomas Frank and his 4-2-4 can be recreated in eFootball? In the second round of the new Premier League season, Tottenham beat Pep Guardiola's Man City 2-0 at the Etihad Stadium. Let's dive deep into Thomas Frank's attacking and defending strategies that locked down City and try to clone them in a football. Tottenham's lineup was a 4-2-3-1. Thomas Frank said in the post-game interview that they tried to look into Man City's high line as part of the game plan. So when Tottenham built up from the back, it was actually a 4-2-4, with Sarr constantly making runs in behind. They had their back six very close to the keeper, and the front four much further up, deliberately leaving a large vertical gap in the middle. The back six were able to draw City's press higher, leaving a huge space between the back line and the pressing unit. Then Spurs could play long from the back, bypassing the midfield, with the front four trying to receive the long pass or the second ball, which wasn't difficult due to the huge gap in midfield, before immediately attacking City's backline. This long ball counter-attacking pattern created the first goal. Spurs' front four had an advantage over City's back four in athleticism. We could see Kudus out-muscling both Stones and Diaz, and Johnson targeting Rico, Lewis, and Stones, especially since Lewis often inverted into the midfield. Tottenham's double pivot Bentancur and Palhinha also took advantage of the middle gap, acting as a second wave of attack behind the front four, which allowed them to proceed with their high press immediately even after losing possession. When Tottenham were in possession, their fullbacks became highly involved. Instead of going through the middle, Tottenham would play long diagonal passes to the wingers, with the fullbacks attempting overlaps to attack through the flanks. Kudus in particular, as the right winger, often used his exceptional dribbling ability to attract multiple defenders, which allowed Porro to push higher up and create chances with his curls and crosses. Now let's try to clone Frank's attacking tactics in eFootball. First, we can set up the front four like this, with Richarlison and Sarr positioned slightly wider on each side, and we can give Sarr the attacking instruction to form a front four that is always ready to receive long passes. We should also use two attacking fullbacks, so that in situations where long passes don't work, we can give the ball to our wingers to dribble and wait for the fullbacks to overlap, creating chances on the flanks. Thomas Frank's side flexibly switched between a low block and a high press. Tottenham's front four would press high, supported by the double pivot behind them. We often saw Cherki dropping deep into the right channel to pick up the ball, but Frank instructed Van de Ven to press extremely high, preventing Cherki from turning. Although Van de Ven's aggressiveness left a 3 versus 3 at the back, City's wingers Bob and Marmush didn't have enough speed advantage to break through Spurs' defensive line. The front four's press, especially Richarlison pressing goalkeeper Trafford, also forced City into playing many long passes toward Haaland, who was tightly man-marked by Romero to aggressively disrupt their link-up play. Sarr, despite only receiving a 6.1 rating, was a key piece in Tottenham's defense. When Spurs pressed man-to-man, Sarr would often mark City's pivot, Nico Gonzalez, which directly led to the second goal. Trafford made a rash decision by playing a short pass to Gonzalez, who was tightly man-marked by Sarr. A lethal interception high up the pitch allowed Palhinha to score in chaos. Sarr also used his athleticism to give Tottenham the flexibility to switch between a 4-3-3 press, a 4-2-3-1 press, or a mid to low block by dropping into midfield along with Palhinha's defensive skills and physical advantage, securing the 2-goal lead. It is difficult and risky to copy Frank's man-marking exactly, such as having Van de Ven press extremely high, but we can try to mimic the way he used Sarr in defense. First, we should give the two wingers the deep line instruction, allowing them to drop into the midfield defensive line, which will often form a 4-2-3-1 defensive shape. During gameplay, we can try to regain possession high by pressing with the AMF. If we fail to win the ball, we can pull the AMF back to form a deep and compact midfield defense. The team playstyle should be long ball counter, with a 4-2-1-3. Vicario can have any playstyle. Both Van de Ven and Romero were very aggressive, but it's good to use one build-up and one destroyer. Both Spence and Porro were attacking fullbacks. Palhinha was a destroyer or box-to-box DMF, with good defense and physicality. Bentancur was also a box-to-box, but was more balanced. Papamatar Sarr was a hole player targeting space behind City's high line. Kudus was a left-footed, prolific right winger who dribbled along the sideline. Brennan Johnson can be a prolific winger or a roaming flank, but I used him as an SS because this card can't play at LWF. Richarlison was a goal poacher who kept making runs to receive long passes. Or we can use Solanke, who's a more physical goal poacher or fox in the box. Here's the formation, the team, instructions, and the table of players. Let's try this in 2 division matches.
He went to cement the brilliance of the man.
Looking for the front four immediately after Bentancur won the ball.
Made it just that little bit more special.
Oh, it's Richarlison. Oh, that's fabulous. Richarlison! Out towards
Johnson
the
with
flank.
deep line, offering a high defensive
Now
work
here's the
rate.
delivery.
The deep line wingers and Sarr forming a five-man midfield defense.
Lovely. Now then. Eze. Can he get it through? He's
This
picked his
time,
way
Bentancur
through.
joined the counterattack.
Picked out brilliantly. There's the shot.
Romero and Van de Ven closely
Good
marking the
purposeful
CF,
running
and
this.
Kudus tracking back
Has been
very deep.
slung wide. And it's Azar.
Then a very fast counterattack after finding the front
Chance here
four.
to counter. Brennan Johnson. Oh, perfectly measured that. Now this could be a chance. A solitary goal. That has been the crucial difference.
Attacking on the right flank with Kudus' dribbling and Poro's overlap.
Richarlison. He's in a great position here. Terrific header. Has another go.
They just don't give up on anything.
Same attacking tactic.
So that's two now without... He's having a shot! Oh, that's a key interception.
Bypassing the midfield by launching a long pass to the front four.
The opposition apart here. So Jim, we both wish you a very good evening. Can he get on the end? Tries a shot! Oh, the ball's from...
Palhinha defending with his strong physicality.
And he's been shifted off it. The movement is slick, the speed is slippery.
Then the whole player Sarr constantly
No,
running
able
behind
to
the
hold on
defensive
this
line.
time. Eze. Now there's a... And he shoots!
Trincao.
Oh, now here's an
Again,
interesting
Poro
matchup.
attacking higher up,
And he's managed to
allowing
get
Kudus to
free.
move into the middle.
Trippier. And the shot! This is Lewandowski. There's the shot! Attention.
The easier it is to find the front four, the easier it is to score.
Time and fair play because it seems to have worked. They've got to kick on from here now.
Oh, good take in a good area. Deep cross. Oh, what a climb! And into a position of real strength.
The crowd are calling.
He's had a shot!
We're going to get to it.
And now he has two. He's having a shot! Richarlison! And he's had a hit! Well, the clearance is short. Applies the finish! That's another chance here.
Well, what a...
Nicely weighted ball. He's gone away. Plays it a terrific header.
Picking him up. I think the boss won't be amused.
Under the current gameplay, these through passes are pretty powerful.
Substitution. Terrific move by the big chance. Must be. Goes for a shot. A 3-goal lead. It's just too easy.
And things are much healthier in their favour. Mind you,
Can he finish?
loose now, it's the cherry on the cake.
Big header. Pitch.
So well played, Peter. Did a great job.
Thank you so much for
That's
watching.
it.
Will you try Thomas Frank's 4-2-4 in eFootball?
All that remains for me is to thank Jim Begley